Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It's about 9 something. So I've been awake since 8. I've just relaxed and checked the news and saw what's going on in the world. Just come down, emptied the washing machine. Gonna go and hang some bits on the washing line. And Ratman's arrived to come and do another check, but we're still hearing stuff. So yes, that's what today holds. Right, Ratman has been. They're not taking the bait. But yet Lee and I have heard them last few nights. So, go figure. But because we've had someone else in the house, I'm bleaching it all. As you do. Everything that he may have touched. To bleachy. Scary, isn't it? You've got to do all of this. I put my flag out for St. George's Day. It's a bit patriotic since it's just going to be like any other day. But yes, my flag is flying. Good film, Kenzie? I've just made a lovely pasta bolognese for lunch. The boys have had toasties and stuff, so they're going to have bolognese for dinner tonight. But that's all sorted. Thankfully, I had a pack of gluten-free pasta, which is brilliant. I'm trying to decide whether or not I should just put that in the fridge and later on do the boys normal, because that is the only lot. I cooked it all up for all of us, but now I'm second guessing myself and thinking I probably should save this just for me and eat it over the next couple of days, because there's plenty of bolognese sauce in there. Lee won't have it, he's not a pasta person. But I could do the boys normal pasta and then that will last me a few meals. I might do that. Oh, never-ending stream of laundry to fold. So I had a phone call from Brendan's, one of his SEND support workers from school. So the government have had they've been questioned, or they've had some worrying concerns about vulnerable children who are not being checked up on. They're not in the system, they're not in school anymore, and what have you. And obviously because he has an EHCP, they class him as vulnerable. So, oh, that's Lee's top, that's not the boys. So, yes, let me just move this, you can actually see the top of my head. Yeah, so they're kind of having to check up on everybody, and she says they've got 10 questions that she needs to ask me and go through with me, just I think just to make sure that there's no safeguarding issues or anything like that, that, you know, if anything happened to him, then no one can go back to school saying you were not keeping an eye on this lad who's got an EHCP. So I said to her, I said I could chat to her, but she could hear I was doing something. I said, I'm actually cooking bolognese. So she said, no, that's not a problem. So I said, call back at 4, because that way I know our day is pretty much done and the boys will be on gadgets and I can sit and actually talk to her properly, which is good. And I want to make sure we've gone out for our walk and stuff, which we're going to do in a minute. The boys are just getting ready. But it's good to keep an eye on, you know, on everybody. I mean, we don't need to be kept an eye on, but there are kids out there whose only real safe place is school. And that's the worrying bit, that, you know, what happens to these kids who don't have that kind of safe home environment. And school is the place that keeps an eye on them, make sure they're getting fed, make sure they're not bruised or unhappy or neglected, or that their mental health isn't declining, or any of those things. You know, school is the one that sees it and reports it. So I totally understand why they need to do it. It's a good thing. So yes, I'll have that chat with her later. He's fine. He's fine. I don't think he's been neglected in any way or put at risk. I think we're all right here. Right. He's not going to be very happy with me though, because I'm making them go for a walk. And tomorrow we're going to go and do our chocolate run. You know what that means? Rucksack on, chocolate run. Somebody, who was it? Denise maybe? Saw me put my rucksack on to go and get the golf balls and thought, yay, chocolate time. So clearly my rucksack in your brains now means chocolate. Wasn't quite it though, was it? I was filling up with golf balls. But yes, tomorrow's going to be chocolate run. We're going to try and get out relatively early in the morning and go and do a chocolate run. There was something else Kenzie wanted from the garage. Something treaty, and I said yes you can, because he's doing so much exercise and he's losing weight, bless him. I'm very impressed. It wasn't a conscious thing, but me being more in control of his food intake and his exercise is a good thing. He still gets a lot of treats. He had ice cream last night, a little bowl of ice cream. You know, he's just had a can of Coke. Doesn't have that very often, I have to say. That's only been lockdown. That's a lockdown treat. That might be the other thing he wanted, actually, was a can of Coke. Not the sort of thing I ever buy, but in lockdown I have bought a few cans of Coke. Yeah, but he's a lot healthier now than he was 4 weeks ago. School is not keeping him healthy. Nothing, you know, it's not their fault. He doesn't like the playground, so he has a special place to go. It does mean he spends a lot of time indoors, sitting down, which is not really conducive to keeping fit. But when he's at home with me, he's far more active, which is good. Speaking of which, I'm going to go and usher them out the door. This is so that Brendan doesn't walk ahead of me, and so that I don't get left behind. Oh, I can't keep up. Still too fast for me, even if I'm towed along behind him. His legs are too long. Meh. Meh. The lammies in the garden are shouting at us. Are we being noisy, lammies? Meh. Sorry, lammies. Whoop. You promised me you'll go round past the social club, so you'd get your full exercise, yeah? Yeah, you will have to stay behind those people though, so you may not get to zoom off.
Anyway.
There are people on the path. Brendan just spotted a cute rock. Tiny Tim. I don't know if you can see the seeds in the air. There's loads of seeds in the air. You see them, Brendan?
Yes.
Oh, they're all coming off this tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all coming off this tree.
Sea potted fluffy things.
Cool. just floating off. How lovely. This is my position for the last probably hour. I'm taking everything off my hard drive and putting everything on to my backup drive, my external, and then Brendan is putting a solid state drive in there for me. And the new battery should be here in the next couple of days, so it won't have to stay plugged in. And apparently it'll all make it super duper fast and like a brand new laptop. That is the plan of action, and then I'll just put on the things I need to put back on there. And while all that's happening, I'm watching documentaries. I have just watched a documentary about these two brothers who are aging backwards with a I'm going to forget this. It's a something lupoid, something whether the something tissue in the brain is deteriorating, which means they're deteriorating. It's very sad, but it was very interesting. And now I'm watching a documentary about a guy who has a 7-second memory after being affected by a virus back in the 80s. And that one seems to be quite interesting as well. So yes, I'm learning all sorts of interesting things whilst I sit here taking everything that I've ever stuffed on it in the last 2 years off of it. It's my computer's inside. Have you just lost a screw?
Well, no, it's right there, but that's a really annoying place.
Can't you tip it upside down?
I mean, yes, but how loose is everything?
I don't think the other stuff's loose at all. That's all screwed in.
Marvellous. Yeet.
There you go. Job done. I don't want loose screws floating around, you know, blowing up my laptop when I turn it on.
No, you'll just be using it one day and then...
Kaboom!
You'll just stop using it.
Thanks. We have just had a lovely long, well, an hour-long video chat with all my family, including my brother and sister-in-law, which was really lovely, for George's birthday. So it's not quite as good as being with family on our birthdays, especially when we have to sit and watch them eat cake and we don't get to eat cake. But it's better than nothing. In this situation, it's still enjoying family time, but, you know, as best we can. And then it was make some noise for the NHS, and I went out with... Clap for clappers?
Clap for clappers. You've got to clap for the people clapping today.
Oh, no, it's not. It's noise for the NHS.
No,
so I
clappers.
had shakers and maracas today, I thought. I was out there on my front doorstep shaking some maracas. And then my neighbours over the road came out with pots and pans, a whistle and an accordion. So it was very noisy. In fact, it was so noisy just from 2 houses that I couldn't hear any of the other noise until I paused for a moment and someone was playing the drums and there was lots of shouting and whistling and all sorts of things. We're getting noisier and noisier each week, I reckon. Anyway, the laptop, apparently he got it all fired up and it was working, and now it's not working. Is that right?
It's having a moment.
It's having a moment. So he'd got it all, everything was logged on, yeah? So he'd got it up and running.
Yeah, it was working, turned on, no problem at all.
Okay.
Now it won't turn on.
And now it won't turn on.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be
he's
the power switch.
he thinks something's not connected properly. So he is going to have a look at it tomorrow because he's now got a headache, bless him. He said that is a tomorrow job,
So
which
the
is
keyboard
fine.
fell on his head.
The keyboard fell on his head. Did the keyboard actually fall on his head?
Yes. He didn't touch the keyboard properly, so he tipped it over and smacked on his head.
Fell on the head.
Yeah.
I'm saying nothing. But it's a project to keep him busy, so that's cool. I think that's all I have to say on this evening.
That's all I have to say on that.
That's all I have to say on the matter. We're going to watch Ghosties, aren't we?
Yeah, and some best foundy archaeology thingy.
And archaeology. Lips are a bit sore. And then tomorrow, like I said, we've got the chocolate run. The 5-mile walk for chocolate. And you want booze of some sort. Do they sell booze there?
I believe so.
Okay, you want a beer? Was it a beer?
Yeah, I fancy a bottle of beer.
Fancies a beer. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to see what I can do. Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do. Get him a beer. Right. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling. Leave all you lovely lot to enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever it might be. Thanks very much for watching. Stay safe. See you tomorrow.